Hi there, I'm Allie Elliott.
Hi, welcome to the stream. This is Allie Elliott. I missed my countdown, and that is par for the course because I'm I'm a busy lady right now. Okay, so I've got 2 sessions to get done right now. My portfolio for ASP Fellowship goes out right now. Portrait Masters gets entered today, and then I'll get all this stuff off my desk and a variety of soccer commitments. So, okay, I was gonna have a bunch of stuff up here. So in the meantime, you can look at my ASP Fellowship portfolio in preparation. It's probably gonna change a little bit. It's weird, just even looking at it on my other screen changes, like, when you're painting and you back up and you squint and it changes it a little bit. That's what I'm working with here. So I'm gonna work on this senior first. We've got cinema music going. Let's see here. So I've been doing some of my editing offline just because I've been editing late into the night. But I started this one on stream, so I'm going to finish it on stream too. Let's see. I've got an idea for this one just to... Okay, now it'll at least be in the right folder. All right, so... 4 and 07. 7 and 12. Okay. A lot of scrolling right now. All right. So I'm starting to feel like I'm making progress. Our passports came today. This fat stack of passports. Finally. That was a job. But it is a done job. Check. There's nothing more satisfying. Not nothing. But there aren't many things more satisfying than checking that list off one by one. And I've got to. I need to. All right, 16, 21. Hi, Impoverish. Are you back yet? You had to take a break from me before I even got on the stream. I'm so tired. Hey, he's back. How are ya? What's good? This cat wanted nothing to do with me. All right, so there was my layout. I'm getting some feedback from a colleague on that, and it sounds like I'm gonna have some changes to make, which they've been so tremendously helpful through this process. I'm really, really grateful. And then, so we leave for Japan in, I can't even tell you, when do we leave? What day is it? Where am I? In 2 weeks. So we leave for Japan in 2 weeks. In that time, I have 20 appointments at the studio. So it's going to be a very busy 2 weeks. And I have to pack my children and I for Japan. My husband's on his own. So we'll see what he ends up wearing for the duration. Dog started having seizures. Oh no! Oh, my sister had a dog that had seizures, and they just had, actually both of my sisters did. They just had to go on like a seizure medication. 2 different dogs, 2 different scenarios. Oh, he's an old guy. So it might not be, the one had some kind of a diagnosis, I don't know, but it was no big deal after they got on their medicine. And the other one, a husky, I guess huskies are prone. $1,700. Oh no, I'm sorry. That stuff always happens. Good old credit card. There you go. I feel like that stuff for us always happens on like Saturday, and we don't have an emergency vet here. We didn't. We do now. But they just opened up over the summer. So it would be a 2-hour drive. And like we don't live like in the boonies or anything. Like, I'm shocked that there wasn't one before this, but there wasn't. So it was like the emergency, the pet ER price plus weekend. But it's worth it. Our pets are worth it. That's too bad they have to keep him. Although that's nice to have them in good hands, you know, and you feel safe and secure there. But I hate being away from my pets. It's a little bright. I went a little ham. This is my first session with my new light, with my new lighting kit. And I got a little oh yeah, especially an old friend like that. Our Puggle that we have now is 10. He's almost 10. And he's got some issues, but he's okay. Fluids and meds now, nice. But our last dog before this was, I already saved that, 16, and she was like, we had her before we had kids, so she was like our test baby. She's a good doggy. She hated people. This cat was enormous. So it's funny just how it's happened, because I'm flipping back and forth between these 2 sessions. He's just casually posing while his friends are doing flips in the background. I love the stuff like this. But we are coming to the cat portion of both of these senior sessions. One is an enormous cat, 20+ pound cat. And my cat is like half that size, probably less than half. And she's still kind of a kitten. When do you quit calling him a kitten? I actually don't know. We might just always call her a baby, like you do your youngest. But then the other cat in the other session was a hairless cat, which, like, honestly, they're pretty cool looking. It had beautiful eyes. She had beautiful eyes. And she was like army crawling. I'm glad your pup's doing well. Doing better anyway. gonna put a little extra spice in honor of photographer that I used to follow. She was like a rock star photographer. You know, she was somebody that everybody looked up to and admired way back in the day, has kind of fallen from grace and is now stealing people's money for workshops, I guess. I don't know why don't you just have the workshop? I don't get that. And if something happens, you can't have the workshop, give people their money back. What are you doing? But this is when we like to put a little extra sizzle. Completely unnecessary, but here we are. Let's see, it's been a long while since I've done this. So, here we go. If I remember even. Maybe that's not it. It's a different blur. It's... Oh, wait, there it is. Spin. Where did I see it? I saw it somewhere. Oh, this is new. This is not what it used to be. Huh. Alright, so I'm not doing that. Changed my mind. Where is that? I guess maybe they changed it in the last 15 years or so since I last did this little trick. Let's try this though. Never mind. We'll hit this up a different way. We'll just do this. Still recovering. Aw, I'm glad your mom was there. Moms are good for that sort of thing. Whoops. Okay, I'm gonna give this a big blur. Oh, it's her dog. Okay. Oh, yes. Did faux have healing qualities? I feel like it should. It feels healing to me. My 10-year-old daughter can put away some faux. Like, big time. Yes. Pile on those noodles. Very excited about the noodle situation I'm hoping to encounter in Japan. And I've got to give a once over to my, what's happening there? My focus. I've got to give a once over to my Portrait Masters and get that off my desk for good. Kitty's posing. 67 and 72. Okay, so we had some other stops. Sun was too much. Yeah, the sun was beaming on you. Oh. The heat? Was it the heat or? $99.05.07. More soup, please. Yes. I love soup, and nobody else in my family really likes soup except for noodle soup. That's the one exception. But I love equal opportunity soup. I'll eat it all. Oh my gosh, okay. I'm sorry, I have to check this email. Talk amongst yourselves. Oh, you never had pho before you went to see? I love it. I love it. And it's like, I feel like it tastes different every time. Do you ever feel like you have like 1,000 irons in the fire? So rather than like handling them, you just watch them burn. There's a lot going on. Like your to-do list is so long. You're like, well, maybe I don't do any of it. Then what? So I wonder if pho is different, like across the country. If there's like Seattle pho and like East Coast. Like there's pizza. Chicago and or hot dogs. Like, people are very serious about their hot dogs. Yes. So my daughters, my 7-year-old and 10-year-old daughters, will get like a huge bowl, and then they get extra noodles too, so they can split it, but then they go through 2 orders. So I don't know why they split it. It tastes different, I guess. Yes. I feel like that it feels healthy. I don't know if it is or not, but it feels like it. All right. Come on, Elliot. Just focus. I don't want to start. So this trip will be exhausting because of just the time change. And on top of that, the travel. But I can go pretty well on like no sleep. That being said, the next 2 weeks are like hectic scheduling wise. I love the texture in this water. So I'm nervous about starting off tired already. Is the fatty steak or fatty flank, is that what goes into it? Because ours is tofu. Be all fancy. Oh, tomorrow you find out. How long's it been since your scan? It feels like it's been a while. The waiting is tough. I'm saying a prayer for you. I'll say a prayer. I'll be excited to hear your good news tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be on here Friday. I thought I would be streaming all this week, but it was like I wasn't prepared to continue fixing my hair multiple times. And sometimes you just want to turn on the music and like sing, and especially like when you need to stay awake. Yeah. How are you feeling about tomorrow? Good, optimistic, numb. Could go a lot of directions here. Yeah, I love tofu. And it's funny because like when I was first vegan 25 years ago, 24 years ago, there were not like, people didn't know, but you certainly couldn't eat at a restaurant. And there weren't even a lot of recipes. Don't really have okay. All right, well, I'm saying a prayer for you. Be excited to hear. I feel good. I feel good for you. I imagine that it's probably something that you kind of turn off. I don't know. We're going to keep the kitty tongue out picture. This enormo kitty. I'm going to have to ask them how much the hairless cat weighs. Because it was funny, these sessions came up the same week. So I've got some movies queued up. And whenever my husband and I have a movie that's like, that we don't want the kids to watch, then we can watch parts of it like in the morning where we have our coffee together where the kids are still sleeping. Or like, it's pretty rare anymore that we're awake later than our kids. Or like if we might be downstairs, but I'll be asleep on the couch. But I get up significantly earlier than any of them do. So, so we've been watching a Pete Davidson movie, and it's really good. It makes me, like, I feel sad for him. Let's see, they say, do this and observe and move forward. Okay. Hey, Philip. How's it going? What did I just do? Does anybody remember? I need, oh my gosh, it's almost 5 o'clock already. 7. Ray, I thought of you Monday night because we got stuck in tornadic weather. So, in the last 6 weeks, we have had 5 tornado touchdowns within a few miles of where we were. Oh, good. So I was like watching this. We were driving, and at Monday night, it kind of popped up out of nowhere. And we were on our way back from like an hour away, and the lightning was just magnificent. And this is a very foresty, is that a word? It is now. Area with a lot of rolling hills. There's not a great place to kind of perch and see for any distance where you can get the cool. But the lightning was just crazy. It was just like a symphony. It was beautiful. And then we drove into it, and I was white knuckling. I wasn't driving. I was just riding, but it was intense. Like when other people start pulling over, my husband is unmoved by it. He does not care how many people have pulled over to the side of the road. And I don't really know, because I guess it depends for me how well you know the road too. I don't know. I was relieved that he didn't, because I just wanted to get home. But also, like, what do y'all see that I don't? And it was dark, so you can't really see. I want to make a trip out west and get like some big sky photos, like storms on the horizon. In 2016 and 2017, my babies were all really little, and we did 2 cross country. We drove from Indiana to California. The first year we went up north, hit San Francisco, and then back through the middle. And then the next year we went through the middle and then hit Anaheim, and then came back through the southern half. And it was awesome. It was like the Great American Road Trip. With the first year, the youngest was 6 months old, and then the next year she was 18 months old. I have no idea. I have no idea how we got there. I'm along for the ride. Oh, really? Philly tornadoes. We were in Chicago last week, and we were at a Chicago Fire game at Soldier Field, and they made us all get out of our seats because there was tornadic activity, but it was pretty fleeting. The game was delayed by they delayed it maybe an hour, but it was like way over by the time they played. But as far as taking I-80, I have no idea, like 0. I can tell you the states that we went through. We saw a bear, we saw wild horses. I can tell you that stuff. I can't tell you. Oh, really? Portillos. So we have Portillos around here too, but here they say Portillos. I don't know. I say Portillos still, or I just avoid pronouncing it altogether. We used to live in Chicago, so it was like visiting, not home necessarily. It doesn't feel like home anymore, but You know, we get to show our kids, like, this is when we were young and cool. Then they don't care. Yeah, there are a whole bunch of them. They have vegan dogs too. There's one not too far from our church, and we go in there and like you could, it's almost like an audible sigh because they look at this fine piece of lighting, because they have to get the vegan, like a large order of vegan hot dogs ready, and they're like, oh, they're back. Put a little sizzle. So I guess I am into classical music because this is the only one that I keep coming back to. What do you get there? I didn't know that it was like a big deal. Just like hot dogs. Like, I kind of want a hot dog with a pickle, but I don't know that I could eat the whole thing. That seems like a lot of flavor. Oh, a cake shake. The wrong time on this. Hang on. Pause that thought. Okay. Oh, this just got way more expensive. Well, now that we paid for these passports, we are going to need to start seeing the world to make this worthwhile. This is a lot of work and a lot of expense. I could go for a cake shake. I mean, I'm sure they're not vegan, but I bet there's somewhere that has them vegan. They have those at Disney too. Like, or there's a place that has like, so this one is vegan at Downtown Disney. It's like a purple smoothie, and then it has like a purple donut on top of it. It's good. Oh, I know what I was talking about earlier. The Pete Davidson movie. It's pretty good. It's a little bit sad, and like I don't know why. Like nothing sad happens. I can show you a cake shake, but it's not impressive. You know, it doesn't take much to impress me dessert-wise. Okay, I like this lighting. I already did one of these, so I won't do anything too intense. Yes, thank you. dog. I don't know why. I was just like killing time. I was on high alert, afraid that I would run into a snake. It's so crazy to me that we can even like just go like buy a vegan hot dog at a, like that's what's a Sonora dog? Are we traveling for food soon? Yes, you could get a Food Network show. I can't watch a lot of those shows because once I hear somebody like smack, it's game over. That's all I hear, including my own. Like if I'm listening to myself on an interview or something, like, oh no, that's over. Party is over. And nobody else hears it. I guess I'm high maintenance. I don't know. I don't know when that happened. It's a hot dog wrapped in bacon, topped with beans, chilies, mayo, onions, tomatoes. Oh, that doesn't sound good. I think I just got yeah, that's heartburn. I just got heartburn from reading that out loud. Too many Food Network. Okay, so this is kind of like, I don't want to be a downer here, but I started watching Food Network when our daughter died, because it's the only thing that I could watch that wasn't like, babies or like kid stuff. And I just was trying to not, you just want to like not think sometimes. So I started watching Food Network, and it did not inspire me to cook in any shape or form, but it inspired me to eat. So, mission accomplished. Let's see here. And like, I'm a food snob. I'm not actually. I'll eat. So, you know how like rescue dogs, like our Puggle was a rescue, and he tries to hoard water and then he makes himself sick. Because the vet thought he probably went sometime before he was rescued, not having water. So he, that's his instinct now, is to like hoard it and to have water whenever he has a chance. So when I first went vegan, there was no such thing as like going out to eat. That just didn't exist for vegans. And now it's like, and certainly not dessert. Dessert is like a recent development. But now, not only do I want to support the places that offer that kind of thing, but it's like a hoarding tendency, because I don't know when I'll be able to get other vegan desserts. So I'm just gonna go ahead and eat this. What is it? Doesn't even matter. But you know what? It hasn't done me wrong yet. Korean barbecue. I don't know that I've ever had Korean barbecue. What is it? Is it just like a different flavor? New Mexican hot dog. I do love, okay, that does sound good. Like a vegan version of it, which is a lot of our staples of our diet came from like pregnancy cravings, and then my husband would figure out how to make it. So they're very like normal sounding foods, but it's our version of it. It's good stuff. And I love a Frito. And I just like saying aioli. It's a fun word to say. And the only reason I know how to say that is because of Food Network. Okay, I'm just gonna turn these lights on. This was such a cool little cabin. Yeah, I think so. Oh, it's various meats. Cook it. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, here we go. New Mexican and Sonora. Okay, that actually looks good. That's not what I was picturing in my head. I'm not a big... What is it? Wait, what did you say the white was? Is that the aioli is on that one? Okay, what's the sauce? Because that might sway me. No, not this, not the goat cheese, but like this. Is that just the mayo? Maybe that's just the mayo. Let's see here. All right. Just gonna do a little color adjustment because I want his skin tone to be warmer than I want the leaves and all the stuff around it to be. Okay, so coming up, 3 seniors, a family session, and a newborn session. So it's gonna be a real busy couple of weeks. No, I feel like I need Fritos. Nothing booked. Yes, that. It feels like this year more than any other year, it feels very roller coastery, very hot and cold. So plan something where your time is precious, and then that's when everybody's like, I think this is it. I think this is a good time. Oh my gosh, yes. I plan to be streaming. Now, I thought I would be this week. And like last night, I was at the computer working until like 1 o'clock in the morning, but I was not fun. It was not a party. And like I had come from soccer practice, just a red hot mess. Well, the bills will still be there. I shied away from photographing seniors for so many years, and I'm like kicking myself now because they are so fun to photograph when they are open up to you a little bit about like what they want to do with their lives, and they've got all these activities and interests and like are excited to share. Huh? He's making the rounds. I did a little bit of a composite on an image similar to this earlier this week. 100. Am I missing any? They're kind of hard to see. All forms of portraits and events. Yes. Almost the same set. It was such a cool little cabin. This was just like their family's cabin that we went as like a second location. This was the second of 3 locations. And he wanted some where they had, so I photographed his sister a few years ago for her senior pictures. And in between that time and now, their childhood home burned down. It was terrible. And he wanted some there at that site. So we did it. It was pretty, I think it'll be pretty cool for him to have that memory. Business side, definitely going to a complete rebrand. Yeah. Someone wanted a wedding to be okay. Did you take it? I did my very first wedding in 2007, and to say I was underprepared would be an understatement. But they were very, very chill, and like the pictures were, there was some cool stuff in there. But I showed up. I was out of town, and I couldn't see the venue until the night before, and it was a church. It was a huge church with like ceilings. It just basically didn't have a ceiling because it was such a non-factor. But the kicker was the walls and the ceiling were black. Surprise! They didn't mention that. And that's on me because I was supposed to be the professional, which I was very, very new professional. And I was pregnant. Oh, it's in Philly. Oh, you're still getting... Okay, here comes Ray. Yeah, and it was my first... Yes. What is this for? Real estate? I like that shower. There's your behind the scenes. Yeah, the black walls, I was like... We're going to focus on the reception. Now, the reception was beautifully light filled. There were no windows, black ceiling, black walls, just like... I haven't looked at those. Someday, when I'm feeling brave, we might look at those. Very, very old pictures. And laugh. We'll laugh. Actually, truly, and this is by no... It was not due to me. They turned out pretty good. But it was not because... I mean, it was luck. That was absolutely luck. Thank goodness. So we've been trying to watch this Pete Davidson movie for like 2 weeks now. And we just keep getting like interrupted. And it's not like... There are parts definitely that I want my kids to see, but it's not like anything like too terrible. It's just like we have to end up like leaving for something or whatever. Ooh, this what is it called? I'm gonna look it up because it was one of those where it just showed up on Peacock as like show you might like. Oh, I don't see it. Huh. Let me see. I figured it would be the first one. that popped. Oh, it's called Bupkis. But it's good. He's like weirdly charming. It's a little inexplicable, but I like him. Oh, is it a show or a movie? Maybe that's why we haven't finished it, because it just keeps going and we just haven't noticed it. I thought it was a movie. If it's a show, then I hope they keep making it. Where are the storms? Are they coming towards me? It's actually pretty dark. But that storm that popped up Monday, that was... I don't get nervous in storms very often at all. But that one, maybe it's just because we were driving, I don't know, but that was a little bit nerve-wracking. And partly because we didn't know it was coming. I'm sorry, that was gross. That was a terrible noise. Like hacking into my microphone. Or just that we were driving, but for the microburst, I've never heard that term, but yeah, that feels right. That feels like the right. And then when we got home, we went into our basement, and I don't usually do that. I don't want to panic my kids. And like most of the time, it doesn't feel like it's that serious. I always thought when I had a finished basement that I would just like, if there was even a question, I would just like hang out down there. And we don't do that very often. My kids hang out down there a fair amount. I remember one storm when I was a teenager and I was on crutches. I had a violent soccer history. But I was on crutches and our old Australian Shepherd was home and it was just me and her. And there was a tornado warning. And I had to get down the dog and myself downstairs, and our basement was unfinished. I played in there as a kid, but wasn't like, we like built like a Barbie town with like roads and there weren't chairs. So I was trying to get myself on crutches, the dog and a beanbag chair into the basement. And that could have gone sideways, but it didn't. I made it safely downstairs, but my parents had like an unfinished concrete walls, concrete floor basement that we would roller skate in as little kids, and then we did the Barbie town. But it was just wooden stairs, like no railing or anything. And they put a railing in for the grandkids. Actually, my dad finished it. He didn't finish it, but he had it finished. And so my kids have a place to play down there. They play video games. And also my dad does. So someday some archaeologist will uncover my drawings on the wall and read about the New Year's Eve church party from 1995. They'll have to piece together daily life in the 90s based on the chalk wall that's preserved. Now it looks like we've got a little chance for a storm tomorrow, right when I'm supposed to have soccer practice. So I just hope I hope the storm decides early which way we're gonna go with this. I like the light in this one. So I've got to tweak. While I've got you guys on here, maybe you can help me choose my images for this competition. Because I don't want to enter all of them. These comps that have open-ended, you can enter as many as you want, stress me out unnecessarily. So, okay. These are the options. There's maternity. I think I will do that one. This is Audacity of the Sun. You've seen that a million times. Definitely this is one. This is one from a session last week, and I love it. And I tend to fall in love with images like when they're new. So I don't know if it's genuinely a competition worthy image. I know she's got motion blur in her foot, but for this case, I like it because she should have motion blur. She's moving. So I don't know. I'm on the fence for that one. That was a composite. Another thing that just might be something shiny and new, and maybe I should let it be. This one was wildly popular on Instagram. And obviously I love it. I'm painting it. I'm in the process of painting it, but that's for an exhibition. So it was just something that I was kind of like, maybe I should give this a second look before I enter these things, just because it's open-ended. This one I edited on stream called Holding Keely's Candles. It bombed pretty hard in comps in the spring, but I figured I'd give it like one last hurrah and see how it does there. This was a senior because I wanted something in the senior category, and I thought this was a cool composite. I might need to clean it up a little bit if I'm gonna use it. But this is another that I'm on the fence for. It seems like the senior pictures I'm on the fence for. This one I'm gonna enter just because I'm not gonna use it probably for what I intended to, what I created it for, so I'm gonna use it for something. And this comp appreciates a little bit of out of the box thinking. And then here's a newborn that I just re-edited, and I like the re-edit, so it's a possibility. And then this one I edited on here. So here's option 1 for this. Here's option 2. I'm heavily leaning towards option 2. It's just a little warmer. That's the only difference. But I also feel like she might pop a little more in the cooler version. And in the cooler version, it's like red, white, and blue. And I love a little patriotic flair. But I am actually leaning towards the warmer one just because I don't know. Not feeling real articulate. So if I entered all 10 of those, it would be $200, which is still, that's not very expensive, but I don't want to enter anything just cause. And they have 2 comps a year, so you can't enter anything that you entered in the one before. And I've always gotten into trouble with that because the January competition will get the images that I've finished, but not like finished. I haven't gone over them and made little tweaks and stuff. So this one already went through. She did awesome. And this one already went through. And those are part of my case for IPC. So I just have to figure out if I want, like, if all of these should be a part of it. I'm thinking I'm gonna cut 2 of them. We'll see. I'm gonna sit on that. I've been sitting on it for a few months, and here we are. I haven't made any progress, but I want to enter them so that I can walk away. 67. Okay, and then I've got to check and see where we're at gallery number wise here. Let's see. And there's this car. I'm hungry. That's good. That's a good thing because I'm hungry for like the good stuff. Takeout. My husband is a very good cook, but I do the grocery shopping and he does the cooking. And then I'll come up with stuff that I want him to make that I didn't buy stuff for. It's a hard life. He leaves. So tomorrow and Friday, I have a lot, actually, and Saturday now, I've got a lot of sessions there, packed with sessions, all 3 days. And then Sunday, I will be judging the State Fair photography competition. I'm super excited about that. It'll just be us and the carnies there I thought when I initially was gonna do it, I thought that the fair would be going on, and I was gonna bring my family so they could like go do fair stuff while I was judging. But it makes sense. I didn't think that through. But at least I found out before we got there and they had to figure out what to do for like 8 hours. So I'm gonna wrap this one up. I already hit that. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this session up. Let me see what we're looking at here. Okay, there's 77 in his gallery, and we've got one location left. We didn't do a ton at the last location, which was the site of the fire. Okay, I'm gonna put this tomorrow. Do you do that where you like, I've got important stuff in my calendar and then I just push it off to tomorrow? Gotta get this one done. Which we're pretty close. They were out there for a while, so I just kept shooting, but isn't it pretty? This was just like a family cabin where they can hang out. 36 and 64. All right, 74 and 79. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Okay, I remember this. You know what? I'm switching back and I'm gonna do, there's an outdoor with a little, like kind of a darkening flavor to it that I did for an outdoor session earlier this year. And I like that better for these. Burn the sky a little. Sensor dust. Don't mind me. I just love the texture of water. It's just so pretty. That lush green. Okay. I like a nice environmental setup in a portrait. Okay, back to the layout. Looks like I'm gonna make a bunch of changes, and these will all it's gonna be pricey. Okay, that changes things. If they, so I initially, the specs for ASP were a minimum of 11 by 14 and a maximum of 20 by 20. This, the problem with that is the crop ratio, especially for competition images. I use really, sometimes really random crop ratios. This one is a real specific one. So this is gonna be like, I'm gonna have to fully redo this whole thing. Because they need to be 20 on the longest side. So that's going to make for some weird, it's not very visually pleasing. Quite a few of them are the same size, and that size is 12 by 18. So I guess 14 by 20 will be, or 12 by 20 might be cheaper. Because it's going to be, that's a tall ask. Let's see, 12 by 20. They don't have that. Well, we'll see. Scroll. Okay, so they're all, oh, this one, okay. So there's a Get Up Kids song that probably nobody else knows about, that nobody else has heard of, because it's an old song. I'm going to go ahead and queue up the rest of these. So this was the site of their home that they had a fire in. Not long ago. It was within the last 3 years, because I shot his sister's senior pictures before that. And there's one more, there's a barn. So these are a little more symbolic than anything else. So I thought I would just have a few, and now I've queued up a whole bunch. $62.76. I started chewing gum. I haven't chewed gum. That's my big update. I haven't chewed gum in a long time. But I figured it would, oh yes, okay. I did more here than I realized. Because they want a Weezer album cover. And then I moved them because, there we go. So I'll have to reference that one. I'm gonna open these. I'm gonna look that up real quick. Do you remember that? Okay. so I'm gonna leave these basically as is because he wanted some at the site of where their home was. So I don't want to change anything about this. This is all about the scenery and the memories of their place. This is very high exposure, probably unnecessary. Okay, so I'm gonna run through these really quick and then I love all those textures. And then I've got 2 little mini composites, and then this session will be a wrap. I've got another one that I need to get done relatively soon, but I'm shooting the second half of that one Friday. So it doesn't have quite the deadline, but I know I shoot a lot of that client in particular. This definitely sounds like movie. Like Meg Ryan's gonna show up. Okay, here's what I want to do because I want to maintain. We'll see. Here we go. So maybe we leave that alone, actually, but we'll try it. We'll try a sky replacement. I don't usually like it as much as I think I'm going to. Oh. Meh. I want to kind of match. My idea was to kind of match. Wait. What if it's not quite right either. This kind of sunset doesn't show up through the car windows. Oh, they got birds in this sky. Here, let's run a little experiment. this was actually just a test shot, but I like the genuine expression. Hand is cut off a little, so I just want to make sure I keep that thumb. Dodge here a little bit. Okay, so if I keep up my pace, and that'll be pretty easy because, like I said, with these, I'm not going to adjust the scenery at all because of the story there. Oh, wait a second. Just make sure my light is out of there, because that is not part of their story. I do like the new lights, though. They are portable and easier to, they're just as heavy as the stand and the light and the battery and all that, but since it's like more or less one piece, it's so much easier to travel with than all the cords and the wires and all that. So, my last session, my last appointment at the studio is a week from Friday. No. Are we 2 weeks away? I have to check. Okay, we're 2 weeks away. So my last appointment is 2 weeks from Friday, and then we leave 2 weeks from Saturday. So, for the next 2 weeks, it is game on streams. And the plan is to go ahead and enter Portrait Masters tonight, and then once my ASP case is finished, Portrait Masters is finished, all I have left, aside from my client work, is IPC. And technically I could leave that until we're back. I'm just not sure that I have it in me to not mark something off my list. I want a little ham there. So, would it be better for me to wait until after the trip? Yes. Is that what I will do? The jury is out. You know, sometimes you just want to clear that slate. You want to wipe that dry erase board clean. Oh yeah, okay, and this composite too. All right, so I've got two composites here. Hopefully won't take very long. Let me see on this. This is an album cover that they want redone. And it does not have feet. So. Open that up. This sounds like Pirates of the Caribbean. The Caribbean. No. I don't know. Okay, so this is gonna be square, which tells you it is of the CD era. thanks to the album cover, this is going to be a relatively easy extraction because it is anything but precise in the sample, you know, image. I'm going to leave this. Oops. I've got them all open. There we go. Okay. All right. Let's see. And now I'm just sampling the color. All right. Reselect because this kid's hair got cut off. Didn't do any in studio. This was on location a couple hours away. So that's gonna need to be addressed for sure. This from last time. It's intense. High contrast grass really seems to be struggling. In studio, this would be like a 10-second edit. nice to be out though. It's nice to be in. It was really humid. Actually, both of these sessions were really humid. Those were kind of the first real humid days. That I've noticed. Okay. Now we go back, go with a higher contrast and a brightness. This is intense music. I feel like something more exciting should be happening. Oops. So this was a last minute request for this one album cover. Even the other kids in the picture didn't know. Let's fix it though. Definitely I'm gonna have to start watching my time. Oh gosh. Oh, it's 6 already. I've got to get out of here. I've got these two little kind of mini composites that I've got to finish up, but I'll have to do that offline because I got to get out of here. But thank you guys so much. Like I said, the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be on here a lot, and I'll probably be on at weirder times than I normally am. I try to be kind of consistent, but that is off the table. The next 2 weeks, it's going to be total chaos, but it'll be good chaos. Thank you guys always for keeping me company, for coming to hang out, talk business and art and all that good stuff. I will be back possibly tomorrow. I can't tell you when though. It depends if we get rained out of soccer. But between now and the next time I'm back, find me on Instagram, find me on YouTube, and I'll see you there. Thank you guys so much. Have a beautiful evening. Bye.
Doug, why you my mommy?